Hey guys, Tom601, and today we're going to be covering several things. One, the new Goalador event. Two, a certain new premium ship teaser. And three, what could possibly be one of my favorite IPs coming to this game. So if that sounds good and you think you'll like it, well, why don't you hit the like button and also hit that subscribe button, and let's just dive in to the news. And the first thing is we have the Goalador event. It's a soccer-based event where the ultimate prize is this Fiji skin that you're seeing right here. How do you participate in it? It's a bit convoluted, so I'll go ahead and explain. First off, you have to visit a specific part of the World of Warships Legends site. I'll go ahead and put the link down in the description below because it's either that or you navigate to it through like a news article. Beyond that, they're not really promoting it on the main site. It feels a bit weird. Anyways, it's going to take you over to a goalpost and you will be able to shoot soccer balls into a net. If you score a goal, you'll win a prize. There are a ton of prizes. Basically, it's a bunch of patches, some camos, and some boosters. But how do you earn more soccer balls to shoot into this metaphorical net? Well, that's a great question. There's a couple of ways. The first is you complete daily challenges. You can win a game and destroy 3 boats. You can do that once a day for the 20 days of this event. And you may be saying, Tommy, that means that we could get 40 free goals. And I said, and I'm going to tell you, yep, good job. You did math good there. But you still can't get everything with that, right? Because there are 50 things up in the prize pool and you need to score 50 goals in order to earn the Fiji skin. So how do you earn more goals? How do you buy them? Well, good news, you can't do it through doubloons. So shout out, it's free. Well, okay. I've said this before when like you use a currency that you earn in the game that you can't spend money to get. I know you can use doubloons to buy credits, but if you're doing that, you shouldn't. You should just earn credits by playing the game. But when I've said, something is free in the past because you can use the credits because it just takes a little bit of your time, people get mad. So anyways, you can use either credits, 200,000 per shot, or 3,000 global XP in order to purchase another soccer ball. You can purchase as many as you want. For me, it cost me about 25 million of the goals of the soccer balls in order to get through and get my 50 goals, which, that's probably a lot considering it's a Fiji skin, but I have to do it to make the content for you. I would suggest play the game as much as you're going to play it, win your 1 battle a day, sink your 3 ships a day, then go through the event and score as you will. And if you're close at the end and you want the skin, or you haven't landed on the patch that you really want, then spend your in-game currency. But if you don't, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal for you if you miss out on it. Though I will say, I like this Fiji skin. I don't know if I like it more than historical camouflage, but you are able to that. One other note, it does come in as a tier 1 camouflage. It is not a fully upgraded camouflage. So you will have to fully upgrade it if you want the maximum concealment out of it. Okay? All that said, now let's get into the more interesting news, because back on Friday, the good old World of Warships Legends teased us with this image, the Big E. And, well, if you don't know what that's teasing, it's most likely the carrier USS Enterprise. And you may notice that that's not a ship we have currently in the game. And usually, Wargaming reserves these sorts of teases for sort of the latter weeks of the update, not the second week of an update. So things are a bit hinky. They're a bit weird here. And, well, I think we ended up finding out the reason why, and we'll get to that, because let's go ahead and talk about what to expect with the USS Enterprise. Of course, it is going to be an aircraft carrier. If you didn't know, we are going through our massive CV rework, as I discussed in my large rant video about the CV rework. I kind of said, hey, they're probably doing this so that they can try to sell more aircraft carrier premiums. I think the scary thing is that, well, at least this week, the carrier activity does seem to have quieted down a bit. You know, people got used to the new toy and have now thrown it away.
Oh, I forgot. You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore.
So, I think even now the objective to get more players to play has failed. I think just maybe the World of Warships Legends community as a whole isn't jiving with carriers as a playstyle, which is wild. But let's talk about what goes on with Enterprise. Now, over on World of Warships PC, she has 3 kinds of planes: rocket planes, dive bombers with AP, and torpedo bombers. My guess is that we will be getting the AP and torpedo bombers. Of course, that is a unique thing over here because, of course, usually it's the German aircraft carriers that have the AP bombs. I think this will be particularly interesting just because, well, the specialty that the devs have kind of built the Americans into is into highly accurate dive bombers is kind of what the Americans are specialized in, right? They have a lot of perks, or their kind of major tweak was an increase in accuracy to their dive bombers. So giving them an increase in accuracy and giving them AP bombs means Enterprise could be potentially very scary as far as ships go. But then again, Graf Zeppelin is quite scary. A lot of the tier 7 carriers can be quite scary. So we will have to wait and see on how they decide to balance it, but just be prepared. And I think there's a reason they ended up announcing this is because, well, yesterday we got this teaser.
You're our last hope. The fate of the United Federation of Planets depends on you.
I know, right? So, it looks like Star Trek, The Next Generation, we are getting a crossover with it here in World of Warships Legends. Of course, that's Jean-Luc Picard on the front, maybe Worf over there on the left. Not 100% up to date with my TNG knowledge, but it looks like we have 4 commanders. I'm going to guess they're going to be Geises. I would love for them to be all full-out commanders, but, you know, I'm not really holding out my breath, but I'm very, very much hoping they are commanders just to give a little bit of new playstyle, new builds able to be built around with these guys. And then we have 4 ships down below, one of which is an aircraft carrier. And of course, if you know the titular ship of the series Star Trek, it is the are they USS? It's the Enterprise, right? Hull, was it 1701? 1703. Anyways, the Enterprise is the title ship pretty much of that entire series. So it makes sense that, you know, they probably had an agreement to tease this collaboration on this date, and therefore they now wanted to also get a sort of, I'm gonna call it a media beat, a pop for announcing Big E. I don't think it really was a pop. I think a lot of people were kind of more upset over the fact that, oh, look, you really did just redo carriers to make them really powerful just to try and sell carriers the next update. And, you know, there isn't a lot of time to do some balancing in there. You know, are you guys going to have your shit figured out? I don't know, though. Right now, I don't know how much data they are still getting, because as we mentioned before, I feel like the carrier games have dropped off a bit. Anyways, with the Star Trek TNG stuff, we do have 3 other ships in there. It looks like it's 1 destroyer and 2 other cruisers, potentially, or it might be a battleship, a cruiser, a destroyer, and an aircraft carrier. That actually probably seems a bit more accurate. But anyways, we'll have to wait and see what those skins end up looking like. I'll be excited for that. You know, the art department usually does knock things out of the park in this game, so we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, that is all the news I have for you today. Like I said, I think there's some interesting stuff here, but it is definitely one of those things where, we called it. We called the premium being sold as aircraft carriers once again. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.